Hello. Today, we are going to look at how to use the import range formula to safely transfer data to another table so that only the values we want to show are transferred. For example, we have a main table that contains order history. We want to import the data into another table, but in such a way that we do not show the financial data price and total. In order to perform such an import and show only those columns that we want to transfer, we need to create an intermediate table in which we will select only those values that we want to import. To do this, we create a new sheet and use the query formula. It is used in such a way that we need to select the name of the table and the data range from which we take the data, respectively info, and the columns that we need to transfer for our import. We enter them using commas, and after that we have our table displayed, already with filtered data, so that there are no financial indicators. After we have extracted these values through the query function, we can proceed to the import of this table. We move to a new table, shared table, and here we call the function import range. To call the import range function, we need a reference to the table and the name of the data range from which we want to import data. In order to add the reference, we go back to the intermediate sheet and copy our reference with the share function. After that, we again go to the shared table and paste our link. And then we need data about our range, from which we will pull data. It consists of the table name and the data range itself. I've pre-selected this range, and we see here the name of our sheet, which is shared info, and the required range. I recommend not leaving the range as it is, such as we have presented here up to line 14. Why? Because if we expand the rows in the table further, anything after the 14th row will not be pulled up. So I recommend leaving the F value with no digits after it, so that we can refer to the end of the entire column. After we copy the name, we transfer it to the import range formula and paste it. Immediately, we are shown an error because we need to confirm the data import. Only users who have access to the main table from which the import is being done can confirm the data import. If users do not have access to the main table, they will not be able to confirm it. Click Confirm. And accordingly, we already have our data ready for transfer. Here it is very important to understand and warn all users who will use this system that this formula is very sensitive because it displays the whole range. And accordingly, if any data is entered, it will break our formula. So it is necessary that this table should be with no editing. But at the same time, we can use different filters. Here, each user will be able to see a link to the table by the formula. But if they do not have access to this table, respectively, they will not be able to go to it and see all the values. And even if we copy this table, nothing will change. If we don't have access to the main table, the link won't help us. But if you want to not even display a reference to our range, you can accomplish it this way. You can move our data range to a new sheet, again through the query function. By simply selecting our entire table. Again, we remove the numeral designation, and accordingly, we transfer it here. Now we have a formula that displays only the query from a certain sheet. Next, we can protect the import sheet from editing and hide it. If we hide it, then those who do not have access to the protected range of this table will not be able to open it and will not even be able to look at the link. Accordingly, our final data will look like this. That's all for today. Give it a like if you enjoyed the video. If you still have any questions, Ask them in the comments.